How has the narcissistic culture allowed Andrew Cuomo to get away with sexual misconduct? I'm going to be ranting about that in today's video, and you definitely want to stay tuned. I've got a lot to say. Hey, I'm Rebecca Zung. I am an attorney. I'm also a narcissist negotiation expert. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, I invite you to do that now. I saw that Chris Cuomo was fired from CNN for helping out his lecherous brother. And I've got a lot to say about that because it's not just that Chris Cuomo was fired from CNN. Fine. It's not just that Andrew Cuomo was sexually harassing these women. This is a pervasive problem in our culture. We keep hearing about these things. It goes on, it goes on, it goes on. This is a culture of narcissism. This is a culture of misogyny. It's something that it continues to happen. And I just wanted to weigh in on this, not only as a narcissist negotiation expert, but also as a female, also as a minority. Not many of you know that I'm actually also half Chinese. A lot of people don't know that. But it's something that I feel that as a lawyer, as a person of color, and as a narcissist negotiation expert, that I feel that as a person who has a platform, it's something that I should also weigh in on. I did a video, by the way, on how Andrew Cuomo is gaslighting, which you could definitely check out as well. And I wanted to mention that I was at a mastermind not that long ago, and the mastermind is probably 95% male, and the room was filled with very, very successful men recently. And the presenter at one point was a very, very successful African American who was actually presenting on the fact that there are times that you see ads that are not so great. And he was actually presenting on something similar to this. And he was actually showing how Biden did an ad where he mentioned Black people, and nobody in the room laughed. Nobody in the room dared laugh. And then he mentioned how Trump did the ad or mentioned something about grabbing, the women's, what. And, a good fair amount of people in the room laughed. My point about telling you this story is that therein lies the issue. The fact that nobody in the room would dare laugh about something about people's race at this stage, but they still think that it's okay to laugh about something with denigrating women. And that's why Trump said what he said, because he knew that he would get the reaction that he did. And the men in that room knew that it would be culturally fine laughing about something denigrating women. And that is where the problem is, because this culture still finds it okay to denigrate women. So it is not just an issue with Cuomo. It's not just an issue with Chris Cuomo, Andrew Cuomo, or whoever it is that we're talking about at the moment. It is a culture of narcissism. It is a culture that allows it. And what I wanted to do actually is go through the 7 deadly sins of narcissism and actually point out each one and talk about how each one of the 7 deadly sins of narcissism applies when you are dealing with a person who may be in a position where they may be in a superior position, and the person is using their position to try to gain some sort of sexual favor over a person who may work for them. and try to use that position in order to gain some kind of sexual favor. So number one would be shamelessness. In this situation, sometimes people have an inability to process shame in healthy ways. So they have this deep sense of shame already, meaning they don't have a sense of self. They don't have a good, healthy sense of self. They, don't feel any inner sense of value. So they have to figure out a way to layer on that external sense of value. So what do? They use it in an unhealthy way. So shamelessness, inability to process shame in healthy ways. What do? They use it in unhealthy ways. All right. Number two, magical thinking, using projection to dump shame onto others. They use their position. Number three, arrogance. A narcissist who is feeling deflated may inflate by diminishing, degrading, or debasing others. Number four, envy. They secure their sense of superiority by minimizing others or using their position, or they're jealous of what others may have. Number five, entitlement. They hold unreasonable expectations of favorable treatment due to their positions. They feel entitled. They feel like, I have reached this position, I'm entitled to have whatever it is that I want, including whatever woman that I want, even if I may be married or whatever. Like, I want this person, I'm going to have this person. The next one is exploitation. Use people without regard for their feelings, especially people in subservient positions. And, they don't have any sense of empathy, care, or feeling for others. So who cares, right? The next is no boundaries. They don't have any sense of boundaries because narcissists see people as an extension of themselves. They don't see people as people necessarily. They see people as something to meet their own needs. They see people as a reason for narcissistic supply, as a means to supply something for their ego, right? Otherwise, they might as well not exist at all. Everything is a means for that narcissistic supply. That is their food, it's their lifeblood, it's their oxygen. So they don't have any boundaries. So that's why they just go after whatever it is that they want all the time. And if they don't get what they want, they act like 2-year-olds. I mean, they're like basically toddlers in adult bodies. And failure to get what they want can sometimes trigger that narcissistic rage. They're very easily slighted. That's why you see this happening, especially when they get into positions of power and they happen to be narcissists. So that's what's going on. I think it's a cultural issue, so much more so than, especially if you have a narcissist and then they get into these positions of power, and then we have a culture that is not only allowing it, but also sort of condones it in a lot of ways. I think that's really a part of the problem. And I think a lot of times people play into it, they use it to their advantage sometimes. And so until everybody understands that and just puts a total stop to it, then we will continue to see it happening. And that is my opinion. I would love to know what you guys think in the comments below. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Make sure that you subscribe to this channel for more tips, tricks, and I upload new videos every single day. Make sure that you join my free private Facebook group for more support and grab my free Crush My Negotiation Prep worksheet. If you would like a free ebook on this and free help for getting started on your own negotiation at winmynegotiation.com. And if you like this video, give it a like, give it a share. Also, I'm so glad that you stopped by here. I'm Rebecca Zung, and I will definitely see you guys in the next video.